here with Danilo. Hi, Danilo. Great that video. So, first, that you were now at the Q&A and you had a question and you feel like you didn't get your answer, right?
Yeah. So I asked Jensen if he was 20 or 30 years old today, with everything existing the way it is,
Yes.
what company would he start?
Yeah.
And he almost answered the question, but he doesn't want to give me the answer because he's trying to do it himself. So he said in 10 years, 5 years, we're going to find out.
Yes.
But I'm pretty sure it's going to be around driving cars, robotics, and he loves AI in healthcare. So I'm very sure it's going to be something around AI in healthcare because he keeps talking about it so much. It seems like a passion of his.
Yeah.
It would make sense that he launches something in that space. So let's see.
Yes. And what would, in your case, if you had also answered the same question, what would you say?
I'm doing that. I'm doing what I believe is the most valuable thing today. So I think the most valuable company you can build today is a company where you can build anything for someone else with AI. So it's not a consultancy because I do a lot of advisory for EY and Capgemini and PwC and those guys. And I'm, showing them my methodologies. And if they're asking me, then it must be because they want to learn. So I believe the most valuable companies in the future are companies that can build anything for other companies. Because if you look at, if you are a consultancy, you can now go into the legal space.
Yeah.
If you're a manufacturing company, you can start going into other industries that you're not in before. But you need somebody to execute that for you. You need companies to build that for you. So where will those companies go? They'll go to execution companies that are able to build anything for them. So I think in the future, the most valuable companies are those that can build anything for anyone.
And you're advising so many companies, seeing so many industries. What gaps are you noticing? Where are people maybe like lagging or maybe where they are already ahead?
Yeah, for sure. I think the legal industry is in big trouble. I predict in the next 5 years, 50% of law firms will go bankrupt.
That's bold.
Yeah, and I can be held against it. I'm good with my predictions.
We'll be checking it again.
So the reason why that is because when I speak to owners or head partners of law firms, they still have this idea in their minds that they can, no AI can do what they do.
Yeah.
But when I look at everything that a lawyer does, like case research, writing documents, like this is the easiest thing for AI. If you do it properly, you will never get hallucinations. You'll get really good results.
Yeah.
And if that's what happens to a law firm, then all of the junior staff is going to get displaced. So they're going to go from having from a triangle pyramid with lots of juniors, few partners, to having a diamond shape with a really fat management layer. And then they might even go to inverted triangle where there's a lot of partners, not many juniors, because a lot of the simple work has been done by AI.
Yes.
So I think with the wrong mentality, they're going to end up extinguishing themselves. And the other reason why I think law firms are going to go bankrupt is because a lot of other companies in other industries can now start offering AI services in legal AI.
Yeah.
So then they're going to start crushing the traditional law firms and taking some of their revenue as well. So law firms are going to get pressured from all directions. Lack of innovation, but also competitors from other industries coming into their space.
Yes. This challenge that juniors, they have less chances because a lot is automated, a lot of these repetitive tasks are being now done by AI. It's happening across everywhere, all sectors and so on. And maybe given that you have seen so much, your experience, also you talk with so many people around, what can you say to those juniors who are hitting out the job market? What is it there for them? How can they prepare themselves for what is right now the reality?
So, a lot of people are asking me how to reskill, essentially, is what you're asking. I think there's nothing better to reskill than actually go and do it yourself. Do something very practical. So my understanding is that you teach developers how to use AI.
Yeah.
That is the best thing they could be doing right now. Reskilling into the new way of coding, even if it's to check their code, to do automated testing.
Yes.
Or automated documentation, or just debugging with AI to start with. That's the best thing to do right now if you're a developer. And if you're in other industries and other types of jobs, if you're not using AI, you're going to, for sure, not going to be able to compete with somebody who does.
Yeah.
So they'll do it faster and more accurate than you. So I think some people, they're not using it right now, but they will be forced to use it, whether they like it or not. Something that Jensen said, which is very true, is that AI is definitely happening. It's not like a maybe, there's a chance it might go wrong. There's over $500 trillion committed to AI in the next 10 years.
Yes.
$500 trillion. The world GDP is $120 trillion.
Yeah.
So we're talking about, almost 5x the world GDP.
All in all.
Just into AI.
Yeah.
And then just in the next 5 years, AI is going to generate between $7 to $15 trillion in value. So almost, 15% of the global economy.
Yeah.
So, the two things are going to happen. Either AI is going to be magical and it's going to do everything we think it's going to do, or it's going to be forced to go right because investors want their money back.
Yes.
And people forget that money makes the world go round. And when somebody invests in something, they're going to make it work somehow.
Yes. How do you use AI, be it ChatGPT or other services or models in your day-to-day?
So I have my own kind of concoction.
Yeah.
So I'm quite lucky. I have quite a lot of access to Anthropic, to Perplexity, to OpenAI, and I'm allowed to use some of the models which are not out yet today. So I do have a blend. One thing that I do as well is I don't use one model. Whenever I ask a question, I have 3 or 4 models working on a problem at the same time. And one model hands over to the next and over to the next. And then after there's been a trilogy of the models, then I get a result at the end.
So you reach a consensus. The summary for this consensus is basically what you decide to do, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Well, fascinating. And basically, so if someone wants to find you online, where can they do it?
My handle is usually AI McGarry. On the YouTube, it's AI McGarry, or my podcast is all about AI. And I'm trying to educate people on this topic because, I fear that people who have the wrong attitude are going to be left behind.
Tell us a little bit about your podcast. What can people find you there?
So in my podcast, I interview people from all over the world, and all kinds of backgrounds. So I've had Miss Universe talk about the future of beauty. I've had the highest paid tech CEO of all time talk about the future of business. I've had a dragon from BBC Dragon's Den, it's like Shark Tank in the UK.
Yes. Yeah.
Talk about the future of business. I've had trauma therapists talk about the future of trauma with AI.
Yeah.
So I bring people from all kinds of backgrounds and get their perspective on how AI is changing their world and impacting, their lives, so that they can then educate my audience and they can also, decide what to do with it.
That's so relevant because as Jensen was saying, so we are here in a bubble a little bit in this conference, but then outside the large majority has really no idea about AI, right?
Yeah. Yeah. To be honest, I feel like everybody has heard the word AI.
Yeah.
But some people, they decide to kind of rub it under the carpet. Because there's many different types of personalities, right? People who they try to hide away from something as much as possible until they have to face it.
Yes.
And then there's people that just, they're in denial because they don't have enough information. So I guess our job is to just keep educating people, and they will thank us later when, they're able to be financially independent, or, they can provide for themselves and their families. This is really important.
And I like to ask you a couple questions and then just give me a brief answer, right? Like, first thing that comes to mind, yeah?
Okay.
So NVIDIA is?
The future machine and brain of AI.
AI is?
The biggest opportunity that has ever existed.
The next big thing?
Quantum computing combining with humanoids, combining with Gen AI.
The future of humanity?
Over the short term, is that a slightly longer answer, can I?
Of course.
In the next 10 years, it's going to be a lot of chaos,
a
lot of headache, a lot of unemployment, a lot of change. Post 10 years, it's going to start becoming a period where bots swap out with humans. Bots will do the robotic, repetitive work that we do today. And then we will be free to decide what is the actual purpose of humanity then.
Yeah.
And I think it will be to, cure all diseases, to discover all planets, to do things that, think outside of this box that we're in at the moment.
Yes.
And truly live our lives and experience everything around us. Because we're just stuck to Earth right now and a few things around Earth.
Yes.
So there's so much more that we need to discover.
And the next thing for Danilo?
Next thing for me, to be honest, if I die tomorrow, I'm happy. I have a beautiful family. I am financially very well. But my hope is that I can help more people understand AI. Because I truly think, like, Jensen was saying, it's a leapfrog moment.
Yes.
It's an opportunity equalizer. People who are in worse situations in less economically developed countries can finally now compete at a world stage. People that have a language barrier can now finally compete on a world stage. And I think that's wonderful. I think the people that are the most creative are going to win.
Yes.
Because they're going to be able to put that amazing engineering tooling that's been put together by all these clever people in the world, and then find intelligent ways to deliver value around the world.
Yes.
So I think that's what I hope. I'm going to just keep pushing for that as much as I can.
Fascinating. Well, thanks so much, Danilo. And then looking forward to seeing more from you.
Thanks, man. Good to see you.